Do you ever feel overwhelmed by life's challenges? In our fast-paced world, finding peace can be difficult. The Buddha taught that true mental strength comes from within, helping us navigate storms with wisdom and clarity. In this video by Buddhist Applications, we'll explore 6 tips for building mental and emotional strength rooted in Buddhist teachings and mindful wisdom. But why is mental strength so crucial? Life is full of ups and downs, and if we're unprepared, they can knock us off balance. Building inner strength empowers us to face situations calmly, not by ignoring emotions, but by embracing them mindfully, just as the Buddha did. We'll cover practical techniques, from embracing vulnerability to setting boundaries. And the most special insight of the true strength lies at the end of this video, so stay with us. By the end, you'll feel equipped to handle life's challenges with a resilient mindset. If you find this content helpful, please like and subscribe for more inspiring wisdom. Now let's explore our first tip, embracing vulnerability. Tip 1. Embrace vulnerability as strength. Let's begin with an essential truth. Vulnerability is not a weakness. In Buddhism, we learn that embracing our emotions rather than hiding from them leads to true inner strength. The teachings of Buddha remind us that life is full of change. Just like the waves of an ocean, emotions rise and fall. When we resist these natural waves, we suffer. But when we allow ourselves to experience them fully, we gain wisdom and insight. This is the first step toward building a resilient and emotionally strong mindset. Many of us try to hide our emotions, thinking that showing them makes us weak. But what if I told you that embracing vulnerability is actually a sign of strength? When you recognize emotions like fear, sadness, or even joy, you begin to understand yourself better. This is the foundation of mindful wisdom. Instead of running away from difficult feelings, sit with them. Acknowledge them without judgment. The power of Buddhism teaches us that all emotions are temporary. When we embrace them, we learn to let them pass like clouds in the sky. Now you may ask, how can I embrace vulnerability? First, start with self-reflection. Take a moment each day to sit in stillness. Observe your thoughts, your fears, and your hopes. Simply notice them. Do not try to change or suppress them. By observing without judgment, you create space for self-awareness and inner peace. Second, consider opening up to a trusted friend or loved one about your struggles. Sharing what is inside helps lighten the burden and fosters connection. Remember, vulnerability is not about seeking sympathy. It's about being honest with yourself and those around you. Lastly, practice allowing yourself to experience emotions as they come. If you feel sadness, allow it to be there. Please do not push it away or pretend it doesn't exist. Feel it, accept it, and then let it go. This practice is the root of emotional strength. It is through this process of acknowledging and releasing that we build the capacity to face life's challenges with calmness. The wisdom of Buddhism lies in understanding that suffering comes from clinging and aversion. When we cling to positive feelings or run away from negative ones, we create inner turmoil. But when we embrace vulnerability, we move closer to a peaceful mind. By allowing emotions to come and go naturally, we become less shaken by the storms of life. So let this be your first step to mental and emotional strength. Embrace vulnerability as a natural part of life. When you do, you become more resilient, more compassionate, and more self-aware. With this newfound strength, you will be ready to face life's ups and downs with calmness and grace. Next, we will explore how to maintain a stable mindset during these ups and downs. Stay with us, and together, we'll dive deeper into the teachings of the Buddha on mental and emotional strength. Tip 2. Maintain a stable mindset amid life's ups and downs. The second tip is about maintaining a stable mindset amid life's ups and downs. In Buddhist teachings, the Buddha spoke of the 8 worldly conditions. These conditions include praise and blame, gain and loss, fame and disgrace, pleasure and pain. We face them all in life. They are like the changing tides of an ocean, sometimes calm, sometimes stormy. The key to mental and emotional strength lies in how we respond to these shifts. Often we chase after the positives, seeking praise, gain, fame, and pleasure. But when life brings the negatives, blame, loss, disgrace, or pain, we feel lost. This is where mindful wisdom becomes crucial. The Buddha taught that true peace comes from staying balanced regardless of circumstances. Imagine a mountain standing tall in the middle of a storm. The wind may howl, but the mountain remains unshaken. In the same way, a stable mindset allows us to stand firm amid life's chaos. So how can we cultivate this stability? The answer lies in mindfulness and acceptance. First, practice mindfulness to monitor your emotions. This means being aware of what you feel without judgment. For example, when someone praises you, notice how it affects your mood. Do you become overly attached to their words? Or when you face criticism, do you let it shatter your peace? By observing these reactions, you can begin to understand the nature of your mind. Second, remember not to chase after fleeting feelings. Life is impermanent. Emotions come and go like the wind. When you cling to the positive and run away from the negative, you create inner turmoil. Instead, learn to accept both highs and lows. This is the heart of the Buddha's teaching on the middle way, finding balance and avoiding extremes. To practice this, consider simple meditation exercises. Take time each day to sit quietly, focus on your breath, and observe your thoughts. As thoughts of gain, loss, praise, or blame arise, acknowledge them, then gently let them go. This daily practice builds your emotional awareness, helping you stay grounded during turbulent times. Another way is to keep a journal. Write down your reactions to the day's events, both positive and negative. Reflect on how these experiences influence your mindset. Lastly, create a mantra to recenter yourself during tough moments. A mantra can be as simple as, "This too shall pass." Repeat it whenever you feel overwhelmed. It serves as a reminder that every situation, no matter how intense, is temporary. By maintaining a stable mindset, you protect your inner peace from being swayed by external conditions. This is the power of Buddhism in practice. It helps you navigate the waves of life with grace and calmness. Next, we will discuss the importance of setting boundaries to protect your energy. Stay with us as we explore more ways to build mental and emotional strength. Tip 3. Set boundaries to protect your energy. The third tip to becoming mentally and emotionally strong is learning to set boundaries. In Buddhism, we understand that protecting our inner peace is crucial. The Buddha taught that our minds are like a garden. What we allow in will either nourish or harm us. To cultivate a garden of peace, we must set clear boundaries, ensuring that negative influences do not disrupt our well-being. Many people believe that mental strength means enduring every challenge that comes our way. But this is a misunderstanding. True strength is knowing when to say no. It is about understanding your limits and preserving your energy for things that truly matter. Just as the Buddha spoke about mindful wisdom, we must be wise in choosing what we allow into our lives. Without boundaries, our energy gets drained, leaving us feeling exhausted and overwhelmed. Now, how can we set these boundaries? Start by identifying activities, situations, or even relationships that drain your mental and emotional energy. It could be people who constantly bring negativity, tasks that add unnecessary stress, or habits that make you feel depleted. Recognize that it is okay to protect yourself from these energy-draining influences. In fact, it is an act of self-compassion and self-love, key aspects of Buddhism. One way to practice setting boundaries is by learning to say no without guilt. Many of us feel obligated to say yes to everything, fearing rejection or conflict. However, saying no is not selfish. It is an essential part of caring for your mental health. When you say no to what drains you, you say yes to your peace and well-being. Next time you feel pressure to take on something that disrupts your balance, pause. Take a mindful breath and respond with honesty. Remember, it is better to say no than to say yes and suffer in silence. Another method is to allocate personal time for rest and reflection. Schedule moments in your day for mindfulness practices, such as meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in silence. These practices help you reconnect with your inner self and recharge. They are acts of kindness toward yourself, reminding you that your energy is sacred. Lastly, limit interactions that drain your positivity. While we cannot avoid all difficult situations or people, we can choose how much of our energy we invest in them. Set time limits for challenging conversations, and if needed, step away to regain your composure. This mindful approach aligns with Buddhist teachings on the middle way, finding balance between engagement and self-care. By setting boundaries, you create a safe space for your mind to rest and flourish. This is not about building walls. It is about nurturing a garden of peace within you. Next, let's explore how to build resilience by understanding what we can and cannot control. Stay with us as we continue this journey toward mental and emotional strength. Tip 4. Build resilience by understanding control. The fourth tip to becoming mentally and emotionally strong is building resilience. In Buddhism, resilience is the ability to bounce back after life's challenges. It comes from understanding what is within our control and what is not. The Buddha taught that suffering arises when we try to control things that are beyond our grasp. When we accept this truth, we gain the power to focus on what truly matters: our own thoughts, actions, and responses. Many of us spend energy worrying about things we cannot change. We stress over others' opinions, external events, or even the future. But the teachings of Buddhism remind us that our true strength lies in how we respond to these situations, not in trying to control them. When we understand that external circumstances are like the wind, they come and go, we can learn to stand firm like a tree, grounded in our inner calm. So, how can we practice building this resilience? First, make a habit of reflecting on what is within your control. For example, if someone criticizes you, recognize that their words are not in your control. However, your reaction to their words is entirely within your power. You can choose to let their negativity pass by like a cloud or allow it to disturb your peace. This choice is the essence of mental strength. Next, practice letting go of worries about things you cannot change. In Buddhist wisdom, this is called non-attachment. It means not clinging to outcomes or the opinions of others. When you release this attachment, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. One way to practice this is through mindfulness meditation. When you sit in stillness, observe your thoughts as they arise. Notice which ones are focused on things beyond your control. Acknowledge them, then gently let them go. This exercise trains your mind to release its grip on what is outside of your influence. Another helpful practice is to reflect on past experiences. Think about times when you faced adversity. What happened when you tried to control everything? Did it lead to peace, or did it create more stress? Now, consider the moments when you accepted what you could not change and focused on your response instead. How did that shift affect your mindset? By understanding these patterns, you strengthen your ability to stay resilient during future challenges. Building resilience does not mean ignoring your feelings or pretending everything is okay. It means standing up quickly after setbacks, learning from them, and moving forward with grace. Remember, the Buddha taught that life is full of change. Our job is not to resist it, but to adapt with a balanced mind. Next, we will explore how to transform challenges into opportunities for growth. Stay with us as we continue to strengthen our mental and emotional well-being through the teachings of Buddhism. Tip 5. Reframe challenges as opportunities for growth. Now let's explore the fifth tip: reframing challenges as opportunities for growth. In Buddhism, we learn that suffering is part of the human experience. The Buddha taught that life is filled with both joy and sorrow, but within every struggle lies a chance for learning and transformation. When we change how we view our challenges, we can turn them into powerful lessons for growth. Often, we see difficulties as obstacles blocking our path. We ask, why is this happening to me? But what if we shifted our mindset? Instead of seeing challenges as problems, consider them as teachers. The Buddha himself faced many trials on his path to enlightenment. Through each struggle, he gained wisdom. This is what we can apply to our own lives, viewing setbacks as stepping stones on our journey to mental and emotional strength. So how can we start reframing challenges? First, practice gratitude. Yes, even for the hard times. When life throws a challenge your way, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? This simple question shifts your focus from frustration to curiosity. It opens up the possibility for growth. By embracing challenges with a grateful heart, you transform them into opportunities for self-improvement. This practice is part of the mindful wisdom found in Buddhist teachings. Second, adopt a growth mindset. This means understanding that every challenge is an invitation to grow. When we face difficulties, our immediate reaction may be to resist or become disheartened. But a growth mindset reminds us that obstacles are not the end of the road. They are part of the path. Remember, even a tree grows stronger when it withstands the wind. The same applies to our mental and emotional strength. Each time we face a challenge, we become more resilient and wise. To put this into practice, start celebrating small victories. When you overcome even the smallest difficulty, acknowledge it. This reinforces the idea that you are capable of growth. It strengthens your confidence and prepares you for the next challenge. Write these victories in a journal to remind yourself of your progress. Over time, you will notice how your mindset shifts from fearing challenges to welcoming them as opportunities. Lastly, let go of the idea that life should be easy. The Buddha taught that life is full of change and unpredictability. By accepting this truth, you release the need for perfection. You learn to flow with life's ups and downs, understanding that every challenge holds the seed of wisdom. So, the next time you face a setback, remember this. Within every difficulty lies a chance to grow stronger. Reframe your challenges, and they will become your greatest teachers. Now, let's move on to the final tip, practicing self-love and compassion. Stay with us as we conclude our journey to mental and emotional strength. Tip 6. Practice self-love and self-compassion. The final tip to become mentally and emotionally strong is to practice self-love and self-compassion. In Buddhism, self-love is not about self-indulgence. It is about treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend. The Buddha taught that we should cultivate compassion for all beings, and this includes ourselves. Often, we overlook our own well-being, but it is vital to remember. Self-love is the foundation of inner peace and strength. When you truly love yourself, you protect your mental space from negativity. You become mindful of what you allow into your heart and mind. It means not carrying the burdens of others' negativity or harsh words. Imagine your mind as a serene garden. If you let in weeds, such as self-criticism, doubt, or anger, your peace will wither away. But when you nurture your mind with self-love, you allow flowers of joy and resilience to bloom. How can we practice self-love and compassion? First, start each day with a self-affirmation practice. When you wake up, sit for a moment in stillness. Place your hand over your heart and say to yourself, "Today, I will not carry negativity. I will love myself unconditionally." This simple act sets the tone for your day. It reminds you that no matter what happens, your inner peace is your priority. Next, learn to empty your mental trash bin. Just as you would clear out your physical space, you must also cleanse your mind. Throughout the day, we collect thoughts, emotions, and sometimes negativity from others. At the end of the day, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, what thoughts or feelings do I need to release? Visualize yourself emptying these into a bin, leaving space for peace and tranquility. This practice is a form of self-compassion, allowing you to let go of what does not serve you. Another aspect of self-love is setting boundaries. Recognize that not every opinion or expectation from others must be carried with you. If someone brings negativity into your life, remind yourself that you do not need to accept it. Say to yourself, "I choose peace. I choose love." By setting these boundaries, you protect your mental well-being and strengthen your emotional core. Lastly, be kind to yourself. In Buddhism, the concept of metta, or loving kindness, is extended to all beings, including ourselves. When you make a mistake, do not criticize yourself harshly. Instead, offer yourself words of kindness, just as you would to a friend. Remember, practicing self-love is not selfish, it is necessary. When you nurture your own mind with compassion, you become a source of strength and calmness for others. So embrace self-love as the anchor of your mental strength. By loving yourself, you build a fortress of peace that cannot be shaken by life's challenges. As we conclude this journey, remember, self-love is the root of a strong and resilient mindset. In conclusion, we've covered 6 key tips to build mental and emotional strength. Embrace vulnerability, maintain a stable mindset, set boundaries, build resilience, reframe challenges, and practice self-love. These are rooted in Buddhist wisdom, guiding us toward inner peace and balance. So, the most special insight of us is that true strength isn't found in anger or hiding emotions. The Buddha taught that real power comes from calmness and compassion, not reacting with hostility. When you are easily provoked, you give away your power. Real strength is the ability to stay steady and composed, even when life becomes turbulent. By practicing these 6 steps, you cultivate a steady mind that remains unshaken by life's turbulence. Remember, strength lies in softness, in letting go, and embracing the present. Start each day with self-affirmation, protect your peace with boundaries, and see challenges as opportunities for growth. The power to become mentally strong is already within you. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. If this video resonated with you, subscribe to Buddhist Applications for more insights on mindful living. Together, let's continue this journey to a stronger, more resilient mindset.